Well, hello everybody, welcome to your language teaching and learning channel. My name is Santiago, and well, we're going to continue talking about music today, and we'll be finishing music, I think, today. Pretenders, excellent band here. Now remember what we did last week about the Led Zeppelin album, right? And if you can check it out, you can see that it still has the red little mark there. But I also remembered I have the CD, and it does come with that little cover here. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try and see if it works too. This is the water. Okay, and I have a little Q-tip here, which I'm going to put in the water, and then I'm going to put it in, let's see, a little space over here, okay, and see what happens, and see if it works, okay? Well, it looks like it doesn't work in this case. It only worked in the other album, okay? Well, anyway, that was one of the interesting little facts that we had. Also, please check out ex-President Barack Obama's tribute to Led Zeppelin in the White House. It's a very short introduction there, but it's really nice. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Okay, we'll continue. We stopped talking. We were talking about the police and the police picnics. Excellent. Now remember, I told you there were a lot of things happening at the time, and they were changing sounds and instruments and so on. And in this album, just so that you can see the importance of the changes that were taking place, in this album, in the inside cover, okay, in the tiny little writing that you have here, okay, it reads, all right, this album includes the first appearance of a synthesizer and Oberheim OBX on a Queen album. So you see, that was not normal for groups to do that, right? Like start using like pianos and things like that. And in the small writing, you can see that in the Queen album they mentioned that, right? And of course in their songs they have that, right? But that was an introduction there. Then you remember I showed this one a little while back. Okay, that was Fat Bottom Girls. Bicycle. Remember the Beatles' White Album, how they Revolution number 9, they just included noises and stuff. Bicycle race, the bicycle, the bell and stuff. Interesting stuff, okay? And we get into Ringo Starr, my favorite, Blast from Your Past is called. An excellent cover of Only You, okay? I think it's my favorite. And other songs like You're 16, No No Song, Book of the Blue, etc. I'm the Greatest by Ringo Starr. And then of course we get to the Rolling Stones, okay? Aftermath, okay, Sympathy for the Devil, Rock and Roll, Black and Blue, okay, yeah, there's Through the Ages here. Okay, Some Girls, very controversial album, had the Some Girls song was banned in a couple of places there, right? And this is the live album. This is my favorite album from the Stones. Well, they have a whole bunch of beautiful music, but if you listen to the song here, Let's Spend the Night Together, excellent version here. Then of course, Tattoo You, okay, and well, this is the last one I got from the Emotional Rescue. This must be 1977 more or less. There was a rumor that the Rolling Stones were going to make an appearance at El Mocambo in Toronto. And unfortunately I didn't go because, well, first of all I was underage, second I was in the middle of the week, it was school day. But the next day I kind of regretted it. Mick Jagger apparently was there, and so was Keith Richards. And apparently this was very interesting because, of course, Mick Jagger was very famous at the time, playboy and stuff, and apparently he was not selling kisses, but kissing all the girls that were there, and apparently there was a big line up there. I don't know how much, if that's true or not, but anyway, then we get into Rush, okay, excellent Canadian group. I remember going to their first concert, it must have been in the summer. It was on Bloor Street, I don't remember the name of the stadium, but apparently they were not that famous yet. It was probably their first concert, probably from the first album, okay, A Farewell to Kings. And I remember walking back home and it was still light. And then I never missed a concert, one of the concerts after that, until this one here, okay? They did the Moving Pictures concert, and that was the last concert I attended. It was also in the Maple Leaf Gardens, where I saw AC/DC, but it's the last concert I attended because I noticed they had too much technology in it, and that was new at the time. You had a big, huge screen and red barchetta. You saw a car driving down the road, and to me it was just too much, and I said, okay, no. So that was the last Rush concert that I attended, but excellent musicians themselves, right? Of course, the drummer, Mr. Perk, passed away a while ago. Shaking Stevens, okay, the Specials, and here's an interesting one, okay, you have Split Ends, okay, Split Ends, and this album was interesting because when you took it out, okay, you can see it has some, I don't know if you can see it, when you shine it on the light, it has some geometric figures and things there, and the rumor was that if you shined a light while this was playing, rainbow colors would appear on your ceiling and everything else. Of course, what happened was many people ended up ruining the album because it was too hot, you know, too much light they put in there, and they broke. So I mean, they warped. Excellent musicians, the Stray Cats, Supertramp. This was the album that apparently became a little too commercial, so they lost a lot of fans in that time. Okay, and then we get into these fantastic musicians here, the Talking Heads. Okay, Talking Heads. One of their most famous songs is, of course, Psycho Killer, but they have a lot of excellent music. And then, of course, we get into Ted Nugent, the most famous Wango Tango, right? Remember we mentioned Tony, Orlando, and Dawn, okay? Look at this one, Twisted Sister, excellent. UB40, Little Bag of Rhythm, and they have a song singing with, of course, the Pretenders lead vocalist here, right? And then we get into, oh right, Van Halen, Diver Down. Okay, then we get into Wings. Now this is from the movie Live and Let Die. I guess, I don't know if many of you knew, Guns N' Roses also have a Live and Let Die, right? But that's a cover of Paul McCartney's Live and Let Die song, and the song was made for the movie James Bond, Live and Let Die, okay? This is an excellent album, Red Rose Speedway, okay? One of my favorite songs here, well, I have only one more kiss, but Loop, the medley, First Indian on the Moon, excellent bass line. Now this is a beautiful album too, Wings at the Speed of Sound, beautiful music there too, all types. Then you get into XTC, okay, and here, remember the sounds they started incorporating into music and so on, and they started experimenting with pianos and electric things, and they started recreating sounds. You see, now it's normal, but in that time that was new. So here they have a song called, well, one of the more famous is Making Plans for Nigel, but also the song Helicopter, and at the end of the song you have the clear sound of a helicopter made by a piano, right? And then this is another one of their albums, their second and their third, and I think after that they stopped playing because one of them had a health problem. And then, of course, ZZ Top. How could we miss that, right? Besides those, okay, I also have what I call the dancing albums. I'm sure everybody knows Rick James, Give It To Me Baby, Super Freak. Rod Stewart, when he did the song Hot Legs, I did go to his concert with a friend of mine. And the reason I went is because there was the rumor that on the song Legs, this famous lady would also sing along with him, okay? Her legs were supposed to be insured for millions of dollars. I'm sure you've heard of Tina Turner, okay? And an Ice Cream Castle, okay, from the time, and Jungle Love, a very, very interesting dancing song. Clash, Radio Clash, The Jam, these are LPs, but they are short versions of the songs. June Lodge, getting into a little reggae here. Rita Marley, Third World, and of course Ed Wanson and In Disco, right? And finally, well, we also have a little bit of stand-up, right? So you have Bob and Doug McKenzie. If you're Canadian and from that time, you probably heard about them, but I would recommend listen to the song Take Off, because Geddy Lee from Rush sings the song in this album here, right? Excellent song there. And of course Richard Pryor's greatest hit from the stand-up comedy albums. And well, I guess that covers it for today. I hope you had a good Halloween, and I'd like to thank the people who joined me in the Halloween conversation. And next week we'll start talking about writing. Okay, I'm sure you've been expecting that, and well, we've been talking about music and everything else. I hope you enjoyed all of this, and I look forward to you joining me next week. Make sure you put a thumbs up that you like the video, join the channel, have a good week, and see you next week. Take care.